There have been arguments and counter arguments in the Senate chambers over the tax reforms. The North, Atiko, Zulum, and other northern heavyweights are throwing their weight against that tax reform. They say that it is mischievous and designed to impoverish the North the more. That the Southwest are ganging up against the North to frustrate the efforts of the North from surviving.
Let me ask, is the North poor? The answer is no.
By the current statistics and the situation, they say
poor.
they are poor.
If they say they are poor, it is because they are poor in their mind and not poor physically. Only the agricultural potential in the North can make North Ariwa in view of all. Only the agricultural potential. Ariwa will feed Africa and be a great exporter of food to the world. But you see one thing, oil has made northern leaders lazy in their mind. Permit me to say that they don't know who they are. Permit me to say that they don't have time for self-exploration. If the northern leaders explore themselves and see what North has, they will know that oil is nothing. And for God's sake, who says that oil that North does not have oil? There's oil in Bruno. I met a guy one-on-one. He worked with an oil dredging company, and he told me that he was one of the people who went down in the ground. He said even the president of Chad had to come. He said because through the ground you can move either ways to take oil from your neighboring country. So there is oil in Bruno. Is oil. Look, the world has changed. Electronic cars and vehicles, generators, and all of that. You see, the dependence on oil is gradually dropping. So if the North say they are poor in their mind, not physically. And you know, the poverty of the mind is the worst kind of poverty. What does the Bible say? It says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. And I buttress it by saying that your mindset is a true definition of whom really you are. So the mindset of these northern bigwigs who are saying they are poor is a definition of whom truly they are. You see,
it's not a function of the environment or
no.
The circumstances surrounding them.
Look at the Igbo man we're talking about. He's a wealthy man from his head and from the supernatural. So everywhere he goes, he changes his environment. The Igbo man doesn't wait for his environment to change him. You see. So talking about the reforms, tax reforms, I want to say that our governments are killing Nigerians with tax. Our governments are killing businesses in Nigeria with tax. Corporate outfits are paying more taxes than necessary. And it falls back on Nigerians. If you place too much tax on MTN, MTN will pay the tax and will get the tax from who? Nigerians. You do the same to Etisalat. You do the same to other companies who provide goods and services here. Who will pay? We Nigerians. The prices of oil is high. Prices of foodstuff high. Who suffers it? Same Nigerians. And you know the politics. Excuse me. North is Islamic, and they say they don't want alcohol. They don't drink alcohol. There should be no alcohol in the North. But alcoholic companies and tobacco companies that are allowed to operate in the South pay heavy taxes that run into billions. And now when you reject alcohol, but you collect the tax from alcohol,
from the proceeds of alcohol,
you reject tobacco, but you take tax from the tobacco. And now they're telling you they want to look at the whole thing again, and you are saying they want to make you poor. What is wrong with you? You see, that is the problem with Nigeria. There is absolutely lack of equity in this country. And if we are a group and we decide to run a relationship, And there's no equity in that relationship. There's no fair play in that relationship. That relationship will certainly break up. And that is what's happening here now. So, for me, taxes must be adequately looked at and reduced, and the formula should be well shared. Those who reject alcohol and tobacco
Do not benefit from the proceeds.
should not seek to benefit from the proceeds of the taxes. What you sow is what you reap. You don't reap what you don't sow. So if they don't want alcohol and tobacco, they should forget about the taxes that come from them. If there's anything Islam rejects, which the North rejects, the North should forget the taxes that come from them. Let there be equity here, for God's sake.
Well, some argue that the primary production, just like you cited, agriculture is predominant in the north. Like moving grains like maize, rice, millet down from north to the south is not being taxed. But at the finishing, the primary production, processing it, the money will be taxed and nothing will go down to the primary source of production, which is the north.
Food is a must. If you don't eat, you will die. You understand me? So if not is wise, it is a pity. If not is wise, there is nothing they cannot achieve with agriculture. Brother, why did the world go to Egypt? Why? Why did the world go to Egypt?
Because of famine, starvation, there was scarcity of food.
Food all over the world. A Jewish boy, Joseph. That's why I tell you about good success of the Jews and the Igbo man. The king, Pharaoh, had a dream. 7 years of plenty and 7 years of famine. He didn't understand. Joseph came and said, there will be 7 years of plenty first, and then after that, 7 years of famine will come. Let Egypt work harder in the 7 years of plenty, while the world will be gallivanting, and produce food and build warehouses and store food. So that when the 7 years of famine will come in, Egypt will have much food to eat and to give out. And Pharaoh bought the idea. And that was done. 7 years of plenty came. The world was gallivanting, but Egypt was working extra hard. In the end, food was nowhere to be found in the whole world, but in Egypt alone. The world had no choice than to go to where? Egypt, where there is food, because if you don't eat, you will die. So North has a blessing from God that is so special.
Honestly, the comparative advantage, expanse of land, arable land.
They don't know what they have. They are lazy in their mind. I keep saying it. That could only be the reason why they have been in power for more than 40 years, controlling Nigeria economy. So much money has been taken. How are they investing the money? In what are they investing the money? Instead, you find these monies in private bank accounts abroad. And these well-established countries are using these monies over there in their banks to develop better and make life worth living for their people. But these northerners have done nothing as far as investment is concerned. And they want to live on the oil from the east forever. That is foolishness, not wisdom. So, North should explore the agricultural potential. Tax or no tax, who pays or who does not pay, if you have food, people will come to you with bags of money. Whether they sell gold, whether they sell oil, whether they sell whatever, they will come to you with bags of money to buy food, lest they die. That's why I'm angry with the north. See. If you take Igbos down to the north and take Hausa down to the east, my God, the world will bow. The world will bow. Are we talking about solid minerals in the north? If you go into the solid minerals in the north,
They have gold in abundance.
Yes, all over the place. See, 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 see. The first university you must graduate with top class is the University of Self. Those who don't know who they are cannot fulfill their destiny. Knowing who you are is exploring yourself to discover what God's master plan for your life is. And when you do, what you will discover will shock you because everyone is blessed. I've had some people who say, "What about northern states that have nothing?" Did I hear you say have nothing? Is there anybody God created and gave him nothing? The problem is that some people want to live above their means, and some people want to live on others. And so, with that in their mind, they would have time for self-exploration to discover who they are, what they can do to better their life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope this goes to the northern elites and, of course, the masses and cause the necessary revolution. They should discover themselves and place themselves on the path of progress. Thank you once again. It's always been a pleasure, of course, hosting you. Thank you, Apostle Darlington, for a brilliant submissions and a very good one here in Call Wave TV.
Thank you very much. God bless.